Okay, so the first card you have your past is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so obviously this is a very sad card, and it can be about money, financial stress. I'm actually seeing two things here. I'm seeing two lots of stress, and they might be linked together. So I'm seeing this financial stress. There also might be some kind of medical problem in there as well. It's really horrible. I hate seeing this. So it's like a double stress thing. It might be something like not being able to get financial cover for a medical problem. It might be something like that. And I think I'm also seeing two people here. I'm seeing you and someone around you. So it might be you that have this illness. It might be someone around you. But you're both kind of putting your heads together to work this out. Whoever's the well person, they're protecting the other person. That's what I'm seeing. And you're both kind of working together to sort this problem out. That's what I'm seeing, or you were at this time. I think there was some kind of human error. Someone did something wrong. Someone made a mistake, and that caused this to happen, I think. It was very, very stressful. If you look at these poor people on this card, they're trying to find a way inside this church, and they can't because there's no door on this card. They're just kind of walking around and around, and they can't get inside. So I think between you and this other person, you're both trying to find a way out of this. And I think you will actually be able to come up with a solution eventually. I think it is going to take time. I think there is a lot of bureaucracy around this, a lot of red tape. I'm actually seeing a lot of writing, letters, things like that. So you might have to send a lot of emails, letters, whatever. I think you might have to get some kind of help with this. It might be legal help. And I know that's probably the last thing you want to do, because I have seen a lot of legal problems in your readings before, so I hope it isn't. But I don't think, it might not be a lawyer, it might just be someone who gives you advice. It might be that. I hope it is. But whatever happens, I think you are going to work your way out of this eventually. There is a lot of paper, there's a lot of work. I keep on seeing mounds of paper, lots and lots of paper. So there's going to be a lot of work there. I can't pretend there isn't, there is. But I think the work's going to be shared by you, this other person, and I think there's this third person as well who's kind of going to help you out of this. And you're going to find this door between you all. That's what I'm seeing. You're going to get your heads together and find the door. Okay, so the next card you have your past, the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, this is about this again. This is about putting the hard work in, which is what this man's done. And he's standing back and he's looking at what he's done. And it's also about being patient. So there's work you're going to have to put into this once again. Everyone's going to put work into this, and you'll have this solution. Something will come out of this for you, just like this man's seeing here. The other thing I'm seeing here is protection. This man's nurtured this plant, this bush or whatever it is. He's nurtured it, he's grown it, he's protected it, he's looked after it, and that's the result he has. So I think someone's protecting, and I think someone's protecting you. They might be protecting you and someone else as well. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing that they're stepping up. And I think they're stepping up to a role that someone else should have stepped up to. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think there's a love connection here. And I think I've seen this person in your readings before. They're kind of a simple person, a straightforward person. When I say simple, I don't mean a stupid person. A lot of people think, if I say simple, that's what it means. I don't mean that here. I mean, they don't like to complicate things. They don't like drama. They don't like ambiguity. They're very, very straightforward. They're a little bit quiet, but, when they say something, they mean it. So that's the kind of person I'm seeing here. And I think you do love this person. I think you do really, really appreciate what they're doing for you. And you really care about them as well. Okay, but there are some differences I'm seeing here. I don't think there's a big problem. I think you really do very well together, actually. I think I'm seeing a lot of positivity in this relationship. But you're a wordy person. You're a communicator. You love words. I don't just mean you love talking all the time. What I mean is You probably enjoy things like movies with complicated plots and music with deep lyrics. And I think they're the opposite to that. And, they're probably not the biggest communicator on earth. They just say what's necessary, and there's no need to say anything else. That's it. That's how they feel. That's how they are. So this is resonating. I think sometimes that aspect of their personality might have you feeling a little bit worried sometimes, a little bit stressed maybe. Because I think there might have been someone in your past, probably this person who wasn't stepping up. I think they went a bit quiet on you, but it wasn't just because they were quiet. I think this was because they were hiding things from you. I think they might have even hidden people from you. I'm seeing a third party here, and maybe even more people they were talking to. So I think that's probably why when this person goes a bit quiet, you can be a bit anxious. But, I just want to reassure you, because I'm not seeing any problems around them. I don't think they're like that at all. They're a very non-complicated kind of a person. I don't even think they like the experience of juggling lots of people. I think it'd be too stressful for them. And they're just not that kind of person anyway. So if you're worrying about that, I don't think you have anything to worry about with them. And look at the growth in this card. There's a lot of growth here. So yeah, this relationship's going to grow. That's what I'm seeing. There's a lot of growth, a lot of potential here as well. So the last card you have your past, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot of sensitivity here. You're quite sensitive, or you were at this time. You're going through quite a sensitive time. I think that might be another reason why you might have been second guessing this love connection or worrying about them, because you're extra sensitive. You've had this health problem around you. You've had money worries as well, maybe even legal worries. So it's understandable that you've been feeling a little bit on edge as well. But I think you do go through a lot of emotional ups and downs anyway. Your life can be a little bit like that anyway. And, when you've got this stress around you, obviously it exacerbates everything else. So, but I think at this time you're just trying to keep to yourself as much as you could. And I think you just knew that if you're around a lot of people, especially family, I'm seeing some family problems, some stress around family. So I think you were avoiding family at this time. And I think you're avoiding anyone really as much as you could, because you didn't want anything to kind of make you upset or angry, and you didn't want to get angry with people. So, I think you're just keeping to yourself. The Queen of Swords, she's sharp, she's intellectually sharp, she's been through a lot. And obviously she doesn't take any rubbish, but there's this really sensitive side to her. She's holding a sword in one hand, but the other hand's kind of welcoming people toward her. So I think you knew when the right time was to welcome people toward you, to be around people, and you knew when it was time to kind of hold your sword up. And this was kind of a holding your sword up time. That was the time this was for you. So yeah, it was just a very sensitive time for you. You do have these times, and I think you do manage them. You work with them. So the first card you have your presence, the Page of Cups. Yeah, so the Page of Cups can also represent sensitivity. Sometimes he can represent being spontaneous, and I think you can be like that as well sometimes. But yeah, I think this might be about this help that's coming to you. And yeah, I think this might be legal advice. But again, I don't think this is a lawyer. I think this is, it's definitely someone who can help you. It might actually be a law student, because the pages are students. It might be a friend of a friend or something. I'm not seeing them setting you back financially. So obviously all lawyers set everyone back financially all the time in a spectacular way. So it's not that, so it's probably someone who's just giving you advice. Again, I'm seeing writing, lots of paperwork. Sometimes this card can be about apologies in writing or through text or email. So some kind of written apology. So I actually think because of this person's help and because of all the work that you're going to be doing, there is going to be some kind of eventual letter of apology, or at least some kind of acknowledgement, that someone was wrong. Again, this is a human error. and that you were right. It's something like that that's going to happen, but it's going to take time once again. And it's still going to be a really difficult time for whoever's not well. They're going to be the worst in this because it's very stressful. I can't quite see if this is you with this problem or someone else, but whoever it is, they're being supported. I know this is frustrating. I'd love to be able to say it's not frustrating, it'll happen tomorrow and be resolved, but it's not going to be. There's a lot of waiting, there's a lot of work. But if this is all resonating and you're going through this right now, the outcome does look positive. So I know this is really frustrating because you always seem to have to wait for things. I see that all the time in your readings, but all I can tell you really is that there is going to be a positive outcome in this, if that resonates with you. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm seeing this person kind of stepping up again, this love connection. I'm getting a lot of positive feelings around this relationship. It's really fantastic. I don't know how far you are into this relationship, but whether it's early days or not, but it's very, 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 very positive. This card's about building things up, stability. Again, their personalities quite different to yours. They like to do things very carefully. They plan things, and you can be a bit more spontaneous. You're more led by your feelings. So there's always going to be that kind of difference between you, but I see this as a good thing actually. You complement each other. I think they might be a calming influence around you as well. I'm not saying you need lots of calming, but because I'm seeing these kind of up and down moods, I think they're a calming help with that. The other thing I'm seeing here is, I'm seeing this again here. This is what I'm seeing in the Queen of Swords a bit. Family miscommunication. There's a family on this card. There's a couple in the middle. And they're kind of communicating, but they're about to kind of walk past each other. They're not communicating properly. So I'm actually seeing some kind of communication problems around your family. It's quite severe actually. It might have even gotten to the stage where people aren't talking to each other, because I'm seeing a lot of talk around these two people, but no talking happening between them. So it looks as if people are talking about this. There's a bit of anger, falling out. There might be some gossip around this as well, because I think you're hearing things about this. I think you're probably hearing some second-hand information, and I don't think you have all the information. You might be getting the wrong impression actually. I don't know if you want to talk to the people involved. You probably don't want to, and that's fine. I don't like getting involved in things like that as well either. But just know that you're probably not, if you're getting a certain impression about this, you're probably not getting the right impression, because you probably don't have all the information. So I know you probably don't want to get into this, but try not to judge this situation or anyone involved in this yet, because I don't think you have all the information, or you might just be hearing one side of this, or you might be hearing gossip or something. So just kind of stay out of this, but don't kind of judge anything or anyone in this yet. That's what I'm seeing in that card. The last card you have for your presence, the Six of Wands, which is a fantastic card. Beautiful. So yeah, victory, fantastic. This is about success. It's about being recognized. So I think again, there's this human error, and someone's going to recognize that you were in the right, and this is going to be through a letter. I think I'm seeing that again. So yeah, this is victory, and yeah, I think you're going to be so relieved. There's going to be a big relief around this, and this can be about celebrations as well. And you are going to celebrate, I think, not in a big way. I'm not seeing big parties or anything like that, but it's going to be very, very special. This is what I'm seeing. It's beautiful. I'm seeing two people hugging. So I'm so happy to see that. I'm so happy to see these two people hugging. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, again, I'm seeing some family problems. I'm seeing some negativity around your family. There might be people coming to you, because I'm seeing you having this beautiful victory, feeling really happy, content, and then you have some family kind of calling you or talking to you saying, oh, this is happening, this is wrong, blah blah blah. Oh, why don't you get onto this side or that side, come and tell me your opinion on this. And you're kind of like, well, no, I want to keep out of that, because I'm on this kind of positive high. I'm up on this horse. I've had this victory. I'm so happy. I don't want to be dragged down by this family drama. So if anyone says anything or they try to get you into this drama, stay up on this horse. Keep your head up high. Keep positive. Think about this victory and all of that. Don't worry about what anyone else is saying. You can't, even if you did input, even if you did, sorry about that coughing, there's someone in the next room coughing. So even if you did talk about this and get into this drama, which you don't want to do, it's not going to help anything. It's not going to change anything, and you know that. And you're just going to go down a slope of negativity, and you don't want to do that when you're having this amazing victory, and you will have this. I'm so happy to see this. It's fantastic. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Page of Pentacles. So this is now looking so positive. I love this. It's looking positive for your relationship, and also I'm seeing this victory. I really hope this is resonating with you. So yeah, you might not realize it a lot of the time. I don't think you do, actually, because I think this love connection might be, I think they're a person of few words. I think you know that. But they really, really, really care about you. They really adore you. And I think you know that they care about you, but I don't think you know how deep this goes. It goes very deep. Look at the way the page is holding this coin. It's almost as if he's in love with it. And, look at the way he's gazing up at this coin. And again, I'm seeing protection here. I don't know if you have children or if they do, or they might just be a really protective, nurturing, caring person. But, that's what I'm seeing here again, protection and care, because this page is holding this coin really, really carefully. He doesn't want damage. He doesn't want to break it. He doesn't want to drop it. Look at how gently he's holding it. So he's being very careful. So, again, I think they understand all these ups and downs, these moods that you go through. So again, if you're not sure whether they understand you or not, because they don't say much, sometimes it's hard to know that, I think. It's hard to read them sometimes. I just want to tell you again, and I feel as if I have to keep on telling you this and reassuring you, they do care about you and they do understand you. And I think the main thing I'm seeing here is, even more important than understanding you, is that they want to understand you. They want to listen to you. And I don't think you've had many people around you who really, really want to listen to you properly. So this is very, very, very special. It's very rare. Like a golden coin's very rare. Very, very, very precious. So just remember that. If they don't say much, just don't take that as meaning they don't care. That's what I have to tell you there. That's what I'm seeing there. So the next card you have, your future's the Chariot. Okay, so here's this family drama again. And I think this is going to start ramping up. I think I'm seeing children here. I keep on seeing children here. So this drama might have something to do with children. And if that's what it's about, I can understand why people might be upset, because obviously when people have children, their first instinct is to protect their children. Well, it should be anyway. But yeah, I think this whole thing, again, I think it's all being blown out of proportion because, there aren't a lot of facts here. It's really all about he said this, she said that, someone told me they said this. So there's all this gossip, there's all this talk. And again, I think people might be trying to rope you into this, get you into joining one side or the other side. And I think this is going to start to ramp up even more at this time. So that's why you have this Chariot here, because it's telling you, protect yourself, because this man's protected in this box, and just get away from this, drive away from this, just get away from this as much as you can, move on past this. You don't need to be in this drama. And even if you wanted to be, even if you got yourself involved in this, it's not going to help anyone, it's not going to change anything. And I actually don't think there's a right or a wrong side. I think it's just all blown out of proportion. You know, I think it's like there's this main problem that's happened, and there's a falling out, and there's all this talk about that, and then there's the talk about the talk, and there's the talk about the talk about the talk, and it goes on and on and on until people have forgotten what the problem was in the first place. That's the kind of thing I'm seeing now. So you should keep out of this. Be like the Chariot, drive away. So the last card you have, you future, is the Seven of Cups. Yeah, okay, so I'm seeing something. I think with these moods, these kind of up and down moods that I'm seeing you having, sometimes they're just what they are, and you know that, you know, you're just prone to this happening, I think. So again, I think this is probably something you just have to manage. You know you have them, and when you start having them, you just go by yourself. You want to be by yourself. That's what I'm seeing. I think there's also something situational, and I think this is something you've been through in your past. And I think that's kind of added more to these moods. I think now, instead of just having these down moods, they might be even worse now, because you have this memory that keeps on coming back into your head from the past. And I think when you start thinking about that, this is about how someone mistreated you. That kind of makes things worse. And I think this is why you prize stepping up, protection, and all of these things, being listened to so much, because there was someone in your past, they made a huge impact on you. You were so in love with this person. This is an ex, obviously. And you were hoping that they were going to do all these things for you, but they didn't do that. They did the opposite. And, you know, they had you guessing like this poor man in the dark. And they left you with all these responsibilities. So just remember, when you start going into these dark moods about, oh, I wasn't good enough for them, and they just left me, they didn't think I was good enough, and I had all these responsibilities I had to take care of, just remember, yes, they didn't value you, that's correct, but it's not about them not valuing you. This is about them not valuing themselves. What I mean by that is they weren't big enough, they weren't good enough to step up to their responsibilities. You stepped up to yours, but they didn't. They weren't big enough to do that, and you were. So just remember that. If you start thinking about all of that and you kind of think about, oh, I wasn't good enough for them. No, they weren't good enough for you. They were not good enough for you because you're big enough to step up and they weren't. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. I'm truly seeing that about this person. And also just remember, you're way better off now than when you were with this person. And I think these memories are gradually going to fade more and more and more each time you have these kind of mood swings, you know. As you spend more time with this new person who really does step up, I think the memory of this old person is gradually going to fade away. So there's that as well. So Gemini, I hope this resonated. I know this was a bit crazy. I hope it wasn't too crazy because I am very tired. I really did try my best. But, you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone, as you know. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you so much for watching.